I would love to have been able to bring you the British Grand Prix for this week's Race of the Week, but unfortunately, due to copyright laws, that's not available. However, we can bring you the Senior Rotax 177 final from Super 1 Series at Fulbeck. A great race with a brilliant standout drive through the field from one of the drivers. A worthy Race of the Week this one is.
Here we go then for the final in Rotax 177. Rhys Llewellyn leads them away, hurtling towards the first corner at hairpin. Good start from the pole side of the grid. I think Luke Oliver has been able to slot into second place. In fact, I can see that he's been able to slot into second place and indeed challenge Rhys Llewellyn now, or apply the pressure through the first chicane, or the second chicane, but the first chicane they've encountered. I'll have got used to that by the end of the day, honest, as they stream through turn 6 for the first time. You can see the early pressure being brought to bear here on Llewellyn by Luke Oliver and Shane Collins as well in third place as they come round to finish lap number 1. Rhys Llewellyn leads, but Luke Oliver pulls alongside, really having a look there into chicane number 1. Shane Collins in third place, and then Stephen Horner in fourth. Can Luke Oliver get the good drive off the corner? Not enough to challenge yet, but this is nose to tail stuff between the top 3 of Llewellyn, Oliver and Collins as they come through chicane 2. Through turn 6 they come. It's really starting to bunch up though in the upper part of this field. Nobody has had any cause to drop away here really, and if anything it's closer than they were at the end of lap number 1 as they all bed themselves in to running in this train of karts in our Rotax 177 field. Llewellyn is absorbing the pressure like a sponge at the moment at the head of the field, but there is a dive from Luke Oliver into turn 2, and that was nicely done. Has Llewellyn got the opportunity to fight back on exit? He's got good drive off the corner, but he won't have the inside line, and Luke Oliver stamps home the authority to take the position, take the lead into chicane 2. That was a beautifully late dive from Luke Oliver, and now Collins fancies his chances with a late dive into 6 on Llewellyn, and that will surely allow the likes of Stephen Horner to challenge him as well. Yes, it does. The 66 of Horner now through as well. I thought as much after Llewellyn was seriously compromised on the exit of 6. So Llewellyn down to 4th now. Luke Oliver leads, Collins in 2nd, Horner in 3rd. But crucially, Rhys Llewellyn able to now gather himself up again and challenge him. Behind him, Nathan Chafer goes to the inside of Tim Darlow with a move reminiscent of what we saw from Luke Oliver a lap ago. Another late dive to the inside at turn 2. And the winner of round 7 in the number 37 is through and immediately challenges Rhys Llewellyn and is through at turn 5. Lovely move there. And also Llewellyn's under attack now from Scott Smith. But it doesn't pay off, and actually it's Scott Smith who's compromised, and that's going to allow the 38 of Zach Bolton was compromised, and that's going to allow Scott Smith through. Apologies there. They'd already swapped positions earlier on in the lap. Luke Oliver leads then, Shane Collins in 2nd ahead of Stephen Horner. Then it's Chafer, Llewellyn, Scott Smith, Tim Darlow, and Zach Bolton to round out the top 8. I won't go any further because it'll be out of date by the time I've finished it. It's fastest lap of the race from Shane Collins, trying to apply pressure to our race leader. Nathan Chafer now fancies his chances of getting by on Stephen Horner. Rhys Llewellyn trying to gather a bit more momentum back up again after, you'd forgive him for feeling a little bit punch drunk after the last few laps. There have been a lot of moves, but it is the nature when there's not a lot of field spread. You get one move that takes you, compromises your line or upsets your rhythm, and you can lose multiple places. So he's done well to gather it back up, and we'll see what he can do in the rest of this race from 5th place as he currently is. There's Luke Oliver, your race leader. Shane Collins right with him. And then a bit of a gap now back to Stephen Horner and Nathan Chafer. Chafer with the fastest lap of the race, and if he feels he's got the pace to get on up to the back of these two, he might want to go for a move soon, and he has done at turn 6. And that was a nice move from Nathan Chafer, and he will have felt that he had to do that in order to give himself the opportunity to be in contention with the top two, because he would have seen them moving away. This is not to take away from the pace of Stephen Horner, but Chafer felt that he was best placed strategically by making that pass and making that pass now. We know that this is a local track for him, and he certainly knows how to execute a pass further back. That is a move there from Ian Bradfield on Zach Bolton. Hard on the brakes into turn two as he was, and really nice move there. That was over 7th place. Now you can see that Chafer is setting about trying to shrink this gap that he has to the top two. Collins is having a little look in various places. In other words, Oliver and Collins are not working together to the point where I think Chafer won't be allowed the opportunity to catch up to them. So I think it really could become a 3-horse race for the lead here. And indeed, Oliver feels the need to go defensive. Fastest lap of the race from Chafer. This is all going to come together quite nicely. Late apex from Collins, though. He'll have good drive down the straight, but he'll have to seize the opportunity on the outside. He's got it. He had the overspeed. That was a beautiful move from Shane Collins to take the lead. And now with that battling, Nathan Chafer is on the scene. The winner from round 7, who knows this circuit so well, is now here to fight with the likes of Collins and Oliver. But a nice move from Shane Collins. He'll be hoping that the battle between Oliver and Chafer is frenetic, such that he can pull a bit of a gap. That would strategically be the best thing for him. This is the closest battle on track. Well, I'll say that. There's quite a close battle still going on between Rhys Llewellyn and Scott Smith. That's a good battle as the leaders come through chicane 2 on this 9th lap of the race. Oh, and there's the move from Nathan Chafer, and it's a bold one. I wondered if he'd have enough in hand over it, and he's gone for it, but they're side by side, but he'll be able to seize the inside. That is a beautiful move from Nathan Chafer from a long way back into 6th, disrupted the line of Luke Oliver, and then was able to seize the advantage on the inside that was the left turn in into that boot section. Lovely move, and he's done it with enough time left to have a go here at Shane Collins. I said that Collins would be hoping that any battle between these two would hold them up. Shane Collins is going to have to push now to hold off this attack from behind, because we know how competitive Nathan Chafer is around this Fulbeck circuit. He's been showing it all weekend long. Some drama has befallen Stephen Horner's race, by the way. Last lap he dropped down to 10th place. So several drivers benefiting from that. Will Milner getting by on Tim Darlow in that as well. Will Milner's an interesting factor in the latter part of this race, I have to say. He had issues in the conditions earlier on. I think he had to retire from Heat 2 if memory serves correctly. So was he sort of on balance out of position on the grid for this one relative to his pace? We're looking at Rhys Llewellyn, who's got Scott Smith and Ian Bradfield for company. This is over 4th place. The gap now down to under a second for the lead, I should say. Here it is. Here's your top 3. You've got top 3 battling, and then you've got the next 3 battling over 4th, 5th and 6th as well. And we're going to have 2 more laps. There is Bradfield, and he's got by on Scott Smith. That's a change of position for 5th place. Didn't see where that happened. I think it would have happened up at turn 6 based on when we last checked in with them. Gap is coming down though. Another 0.3 of a second taken out of this lead gap last lap by Nathan Chafer. This could be a bit of a grandstand finish here. All over the back of Collins, and this, well, I say all over, he's fully caught up now. I think that's Shane Collins trying to appeal to say, let's work together to pull out a bit of the gap. But I'll be honest with you, Nathan's been getting by people so cleanly so far this race. I'm not sure he's going to fancy waiting around here. Last lap board is out then. Who's going to take the win in this final? Shane Collins has worked his way to the front of field beautifully, but so too has Nathan Chafer, going defensive into turn 2. And that's nicely positioned by Shane Collins. It's good drive off the corner though for Nathan Chafer, but I don't think he'll have enough in hand to sweep through at the chicane. No, he doesn't. This is the part of the lap though where he's been so bold on the moves. Shane Collins is going to have to go defensive here. Surely he has to hold the inside into 6. He does indeed. Chafer will try and get the late apex and the overspeed. Shane Collins trying to drive the widest kart in Lincolnshire right now as they come into the final part of the final lap. Can he hang on? It's been a brilliant challenge from Chafer and he's still going for it. But it is going to be Shane Collins who takes the win. Dragged to the line for second, and Luke Oliver gets it by 73 thousandths of a second at the last there. Shane Collins with the win for round 8 of Rally Replay Super 1 for Rotax 177. Luke Oliver finishes in second, just ahead of Nathan Chafer. Rhys Llewellyn in 4th, ahead of Ian Bramfield in 5th. Scott Smith, Zach Bolton, Will Milner, Tim Darlow and Stephen Horner round out your top 10.